I think I introduce Elijah the same way every year at this picnic, which he comes to every year. And that is that Lloyd and I recall one of the happiest moments, political moments in our lives, was the morning we woke up, having gone to bed the night before with Roscoe Bartlett as our congressman, and woke up to Elijah Cummins.
Thank you very much.
Lloyd and I just got back last night from St. Petersburg, and I was got up. Pardon me? No, not Florida. Not Florida. No. And I was catching up on the newspapers this morning, and I opened the Washington Post. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, and on the inside of the front page there was Elijah in one of his meetings of a committee that he oversees, and he was going toe-to-toe with another congressman who was lambasting some federal employees, and we know how much how hard it's been for some of them recently. And he was standing up for this guy who was trying to do really good work on environmental energy issues. And his counterparts were questioning and insinuating and wanting to delve into all kinds of records and just stymie things and hold them up, which we've seen. There are many people who can do that very well in D.C. So I could say a million things, but all I want to say is, Elijah, thank you so much for the way you want me to say, because I know when Elijah gets going, and I always, maybe somebody can stand over here. I'm not kidding you.
Make sure somebody's got it back.
Yeah, no, I need a guide.
I'll take care of it.
Thank you, Calvin. Well, you watch and see what this bench starts doing. I feel like I'm in the Olympics or something. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I just want to talk to Liz. Liz, I want to thank you so much for all that you are and all that you're not. And I really mean that. You could be a selfish person, but you're not. You could be somebody who just decided that you were going to just not be involved in politics at all, but you're not that person. And if these people think that you're retiring from politics, they got another thought coming. So I'm not sad today. I'm not sad at all. Because I know that you are going to be probably more active than you've ever been. And Liz, I want to thank you. Liz did something for me that will, and I've said it before and I'll say it until I die. When the Sun paper, I think it was, wrote an editorial saying Elijah Cummins has nothing in common with Howard County citizens, about 12 years ago when we were going to do redistricting, it was Liz Bobo that called me and said, I am so happy that you are coming to Howard County. And she said, I will do every single thing in my power to make sure that you are elected. And Liz, not only have you done that, but you have had my back over and over and over again. And I came here to personally say thank you. Thank you so much. And Liz, and I know Liz would not want, I know she would want me to say this. Ladies and gentlemen, our democracy is under attack. If we got anybody writing it, write this. Whenever anyone tries to take anyone's right to vote away, that is going against the democracy. I don't care what Sarbanes agrees with me. We will fight to the death for a person's right to vote. I don't care whether they're independent, Democrat, or Republican. Because, ladies and gentlemen, when we begin to chip away that right to vote, we are chipping away our democracy. And this election is so very, very important. Sarbanes said it. Don't let them fool you about Medicare. Don't let them fool you. Make sure you're informed to understand what the Democrats stand for and what this president stands for. You know, it's interesting. The other day, Liz, I was in a car. I had to get my lease renewed, and on my car. And so a fellow who, a nice little Democratic guy, he was a guy. Now listen to me. He told me. He said, Congressman, I'm a Democrat. He said, but the 16 other salesmen here are Republicans. And he said, I'm trying to get them to vote for President Obama. And I keep telling them that if it were not for President Obama doing the auto bailout, they wouldn't even have a job. But yet and still, but listen to me, yet and still they're voting against him. I see it over and over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the polls and we're feeling kind of good. And even in those states where the poll numbers are pretty close, I would not feel comfortable unless it's at least a 10-point spread. I'm telling you, because of all the shenanigans that are going on, stopping people from voting. I think it was Washington Post this morning had a headline saying at least somewhere around 10 million Hispanic voters will be blocked from voting. 10 million. That is in this country in 2012. And so what we've got to do, we got in the spirit of Liz, we got to go out there and march. I believe with all my heart we're going to be okay in Maryland. But now we've got to go into Virginia and Pennsylvania, and we've got to turn this thing around. It's a probability that if I hate to even say his name, if the Republican candidate gets in, we'll have 2 or 3 Supreme Court judges. And they're not going to be liberals. They're not even going to be moderates. They're going to probably be very conservative. That's a problem. And they could turn our country around for the next 50 years. And it will not change again in my lifetime. And so I've come by here on a very serious note on this day that we celebrate the great career of a great woman. And if you don't do it for any other reason, do it for Liz. Go out there and give it everything you've got. I don't, you know, I look at my kids, and I told my youngest daughter who's just starting college, I said, you know, I don't want to die with the thought that my country is going backwards. I don't want that. I want to know that whatever we leave after we leave here, we leave a better democracy. And that's what Liz has worked for. We leave a better environment. That's what she's worked for. We leave better opportunities, better health care. That's what she's worked for over and over and over again. And finally, Liz, I want to thank you for this. I want to thank you for being authentic. I thank you so much because it is so important. People get so upset when politicians say one thing and do another. They want to know. I don't even have to look to see how Liz voted, because Liz is Liz, and she doesn't care what anybody says. She's going to do what she believes is right. And so you have represented us well. But you know, Liz, it's not, you know, we come into this world naked and we leave naked. The question is what do we do between those dates? And those who go out and take, they're forgotten. But those who give over and over and over again like you have will never be forgotten. That's why all of these people are out here. That's why you've got such a diverse crowd. They are reflections of you, and you live in them, just like I always talk about the Lion King. In the Lion King, you know, they live in you. You live in them. Look at them. They look just like you. Look at them. Don't they?
Absolutely. And they look just like you.
I close, Liz, thank you so much. Thank you, oh God, I thank you so much for synchronizing your conscience with your conduct. Thank you so much for being a true leader. Thank you for extending yourself beyond yourself. Thank you for just being so kind to all of us and making, oh God, making our dreams your dreams. Thank you.